Hello, accountability buddies. This is Les with another episode of Less is More Healthy. And thank goodness for image stabilization because this street is rocky as hell. Or rocky, it's rough. It's rough as hell. It's not rocky. There are no rocks on this street. They're just, frost heaves and lots of manholes. So anyway, I am recording from the car, which seems to be my usual place for recording. I'm recording for the car for a variety of reasons. I'm running errands, and I'm not going for a bike ride today for so many reasons, which I'll get in a minute. So this week, I agreed to work this open house for work, and I think if I had realized that it was going to be from 10 in the morning to 4 p.m., I probably wouldn't have agreed to it, um, because that is a long time. It's just a long time to be on and dealing with the public, and I don't do well with that. So yeah, it won't be. I'll do an open house again, but I'll only do up to 4 hours maybe. Not a full 6 hour shift at it. It's not my forte at all. Um, but so anyway, so I worked yesterday. So I did a 6 day week, which is a lot. I didn't ride yesterday. I considered riding my bike to work, but really wasn't feeling physically great. Um, and I think what's going on is there's a whole host of things going on, that is making me not feel top notch, and it's kind of a bummer because I felt really good for the since I started cycling, especially cycling the longer distances. I've just felt really good when I do it, and so because I'm not feeling physically great and really mentally not great, it's a huge bummer for me. So first off, let's talk about the physically not great. I talked about this in a previous episode a little bit. I didn't get that in depth into it, but so what's going on is last week we had these workshops. It was like a week of in services, and they brought food in every day for breakfast and lunch. We went from 9 to 4 every day, and it was just like breakfast was typically bagels, breakfast sandwiches, and stuff like that. You know, Tasty stuff, but nothing I can really eat. So the breakfast sandwiches, I was able to pull the eggs and the meat out, and I was able to eat something there. I tried one of the yogurts, and it did spike my blood sugar, because it was a vanilla yogurt, and vanilla yogurts, if you don't know, have a very high carbohydrate count. And in addition to like it having vanilla yogurt, it had bananas in it, which I don't mind, but bananas are also incredibly carb laden. Um, and then we had a bunch of different meals as well for lunch. Some which had like lean proteins, which I could eat, which were super tasty. Dominican marinated, and I don't know if it's baked or fried chicken, is fantastic. And Haitian fried chicken is amazing. So I got to have some really amazing chicken this week. But there were a couple of days where they didn't bring in low carb foods, which was a real bummer. And I don't necessarily expect work to provide food for me. They usually do pretty well at bringing in something that I can eat. But this week, for whatever reason, like when they order pizza, they usually bring in a salad with a lean protein with it. And this time they did not do that. There was no lean protein to go with the salad, which was a bummer. Um, so I had to eat, but it was a matter of like pulling the protein away from carbohydrates. You know, there's a lot of times they had rice and the protein was mixed in with the rice and like picking protein out of rice. So I just got way more carbs than I usually take in. on any given day for a week straight. When I rode my bike in on Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember which day it was, I did not feel great. My muscles felt weak. I just felt a little tired doing it. And, it just is like a really good reason for me. It was like a heads up, like, hey, don't mess around with your diet. You need to eat better. You need to pay attention to this because when your diet's not good, you don't feel good physically. And so on top of that, my stomach has kind of been uncomfortable all week, and not like an upset stomach, not like I'm going to vomit, not like anything like that. Just sort of like crampy, if that makes sense, and not in like the way that I get cramps around with PMS, which I'm also having. Um, and so I just like there's this like added stomach discomfort, which reminds me a lot of like when I first started um, the ribelsis. I had some stomach discomfort with that, and that has largely gone away. There were some days early on where I wasn't as careful with my diet on the ribelsis, and I definitely had some stomach problems around those times. And this past week, I definitely had some times that were reminiscent of the times when I started ribelsis, and it was unpleasant. Add to that, I am having so I'm in that range of the month where I'm about a week and a half to a week away from my period. So I'm having some PMS symptoms, which is some cramping and like stomach discomfort that goes along with that. So it's not like I don't feel like I'm gonna vomit. I'm just sort of like my stomach's uncomfortable, if that makes sense, and it's just a bummer. The other thing that I've noticed along with that week and a half, week long time frame, the thing that I have, and this vlog has really highlighted this for me. Every month in that week and a half to week before period, um, my mood is low. I'm generally more negative. I'm easy to piss off. I'm just generally unhappy. Um, and I don't sleep well. So all of those things are happening, and they're happening together at the same time. My diet is like trash right now. I mean, it's obviously gotten better the last 2 days because I am, we're done with the workshops, and there's no one's buying food for me. It's all on me to take care of my food. Um, but I have to wonder if things are noticeably worse with both the PMS and my diet because I haven't been, or with how I'm feeling due to my diet, if all of that is worse because these things are occurring at the same time. Like, do I feel worse because I've been eating trash? Do I feel worse because I'm PMSing? Like, all of these things are happening at once, and I think like the combination of it is just making me feel terrible. So the big thing that's hitting me and hit me this morning is that my motivation is just insanely low. And like because I'm feeling so negative and have no motivation, getting out onto the road today has been really difficult. And I've been really excited about my upcoming planned rides for a week or so, like a couple weeks. I've got two tours on Komoot planned out to do 50-mile rides. One goes a little further to the west, and one goes a little further towards the north and east and kind of hugs the coast. And I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. I've been super excited about both of these, like either one of them. I was like, yeah, this would be awesome. I could not get my ass in gear and out the door and get on my bike. Also, because I'm having PMS cramps, the idea of sitting on my bike for the 4 hours or so that it would take me to ride the 50 miles was like, yeah, no, that doesn't sound like fun. But also, I really want to ride because that's how I keep my health in check. Um, and it's too hot in the house to ride the trainer. Because this, summer has been relatively cool here, um, except for today when it's over 90 degrees. We haven't put the air conditioner in. We haven't needed it. The fans have sufficed. Um, but yeah, I'm just sort of like low motivation, super cranky. My body feels gross. My stomach is incredibly unhappy. Um, Also, like I was feeling really good about my progress, and I think this is again this is like I'm trying to keep it real, because I think we need to talk about this. Like I've been feeling really good about my progress, right? I've been so like happy with like my fitness level, the fact that I can pretty much ride the 12 and a half miles to work now without stopping. Like I don't need to stop and take a breather. I grab my water bottle as I'm pedaling, I drink from it. The only stops I have are at stoplights. So I've been feeling really good about it, and now like I have this week where my diet's off, my mood is shit, and I just can't get my ass in gear to get on the bike. And I'm trying to like be gentle with myself and be calm about it, but it's nerve-wracking to like think, am I going to have is this going to be one of those times where I quit? Because this is where I would have quit before. Like, my stomach feels like trash, I don't want to get on the bike, and then I get out of the habit. So tomorrow I'm going to force myself to get on the bike. I might not do my 50-mile ride, I might save that until the following weekend. um, and we're gonna be in Maine again. I want to do part of the trail. I want to do a separate part, and see if I can get 20, 30 miles in while I'm up there. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, I'm just cranky, uncomfortable, and things that I've wanted to do have fallen through. So like I was gonna go get my hair cut today, but the place where I was going, they used to be open on Sundays. They're not open on Sundays anymore. They are open tomorrow, so I might go. None of the barber shops that I usually enjoy going to um, are open on Mondays. So yeah, this is where I'm at. Cranky, and physically uncomfortable and about to have my period and pissed off about it. So, maybe that'll spark some sort of conversation in the comments. If you have a friend who you think might want to talk about like how their period makes them cranky and how they're uncomfortable when they have their period, or they have low motivation when they have their period, or maybe they have type 2 diabetes and their diet gets off and they feel like trash, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about how being a woman sometimes sucks. Anyway, with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.